will defend the south goal, with Sandwich defending the north goal.
I'd be pissed if I was the coach. Kids still not take that.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets that glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome to Sandwich High School for a Friday night South Shore League matchup between the Abington Green Wave and the Sandwich Blue Knights. Once again, I am James Madden, joining you high above the gridiron here in Sandwich. Both teams are coming off lopsided league losses, with the Green Wave losing to Norwell and Sandwich losing to Middleborough. Abington entered tonight's meeting at 3-1 with a 1-1 South Shore League record, and Sandwich enters tonight's ballgame at 2-2 with an 0-1 South Shore League record. The story of the ballgame is the injuries for the Green Wave backfield. Abington will be without their two leading rushers, Ryan Simonetti and Mason Nash, both missing tonight's ballgame. So the new backs, which are probably going to be Ryan Salamini, Nate Duggan, Will LeBlanc, and AJ Nash, are going to have some big shoes to fill over two guys that have been very productive over the first 4 games of the season. Sandwich has lost the opening coin toss, and the Green Wave have elected to defer to begin the game to the second half, and Sandwich will receive the opening kickoff. We had a little bit of rain earlier this afternoon, light showers, but a little cloudy, not the best weather, but it's football weather, and we are underway here in Sandwich.
Kicking away for Abington, number 10, Michael Riley. Blue Knight return at number 8, Lincoln Shin, and number 17, Adam Ferrara.
Michael Riley will have the duties of the opening kickoff for the Green Wave. As you all know, back home, the quarterback. A pooch kick is fielded deep. Breaks the initial contact, and that's Lincoln Shin that is tackled down around the 30-yard line, rather the 25.
Number 6, Gable Lett.
And the Sandwich offense will take the field for the first time in tonight's ballgame. They run an unconventional double wingback formation. You see a lot of Owen McElroy, Jack Bateman, Andrew Miranda get action. Jack Mulcahy as the fullback. Normally have 2 tight ends in their packages. That's the senior Tanner Dalpy and the junior Luke Steele, as well as their junior captain quarterback, Adam Ferreira. The first play from scrimmage. The Green Wave, just 3 defensive backs. And drops back to pass is Ferreira. Looking, and it is short. Almost intercepted there by A.J. Nash. It was intended for number 8. That's Lincoln Shin.
Now throw his pass intended for Lincoln Shin. A.J. Nash.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Sandwich Blue Knights from their own 23-yard line. Sandwich is led by their head coach, Bob Lomp, in his first season with the Blue Knights, the former head coach of the Apponequet Lakers, who some loyal Green Wave fans back home we saw a few weeks ago. We headed down to Lakeville, down Route 18, and took care of business, 34-26. Run up the middle. Initial contact. Taken down for a gain of about 3 or 4. Aiden McClellan, one of the seniors on this Green Wave roster.
Tackled by number 22, Aiden McClellan.
And Aiden McClellan told me in school today, it's all about the linebacker play today. The defensive line is going to need to plug the gaps and read their keys, and the linebackers are going to need to fill those gaps, make sure the Sandwich doesn't get any big chunk plays in an offense that can be very tough for a defense if they don't know what's coming. Pereira drops back, 3rd and long. He completes the pass. That was to Lincoln Shin, right around the chains. The Green Wave pushed him all the way back. Jake Tickenoff, Aiden McClellan in there. I think Aiden McClellan had the initial contact alongside Ryan Solomini. Solomini gets credited with the tackle. So it'll be 4th and short, 4th and about 4 for the Sandwich Blue Knights.
A gain of 7. 4th and 2.
And the offense stays on the field for the Blue Knights. Aggressive here early on. Looks like they will go for it. For the Green Wave, you can't jump off sides here. Don't fall for any hard count. And a timeout called by Sandwich. So the Green Wave do not fall to the hard count on 4th and 4. And it appears as if the Sandwich Blue Knights will punt it away and have a 3-and-out on their first drive of the ball game. Tonight's coverage between the Abington Green Wave and the Sandwich Blue Knights is being brought to you by Abington Community Access and Media. Playback of this game and any Green Wave sports coverage can be found on Comcast Channel 14, Verizon Channel 26, or on Abington Cam's YouTube channel. For more info and schedule of games, visit abingtoncam.tv. A.J. Nash, the deep man for the Green Wave, and the punt is blocked. And the Green Wave jump on it. That was Ryan Solomini with the block. And the Green Wave will recover it around the Sandwich 18, and that's all you can ask for. Not even 2 minutes into the ball game, and Coach Riley and Coach Kelleher will tell you special teams are where games are won and lost, and the Green Wave with a big special teams play in just the first 2 minutes of the ball game. I remind you of a little bit of a Brendan Schooler play we saw on Sunday Night Football. Comes off the edge, was in a gunner position, and just blocks the punt. Terrific play by the sophomore Ryan Solomini, who is off to a fine start for the Green Wave. Had a nice gang tackle on 3rd down, and now blocks a punt in the first series of the ball game. Green Wave stacked the middle, rushed to the left. That is Ryan Solomini. He is tackled after a gain of about 3.
Tackle made by number 72, Evan Watts.
Evan Watts credited with the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Abington Green Wave.
2nd down and 6.
Run to the right. That is Will LeBlanc. He is tackled around the chains. See if it's enough for a first down. LeBlanc, 17 carries for 76 yards this season. Has a receiving touchdown, 51 yards on the receiving total. And he is short. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Abington Green Wave at the Sandwich 10-yard line.
Gain of 5. 3rd and 1.
LeBlanc, one of the many seniors on this Green Wave roster, but definitely a veteran. We saw him last season have some big minutes and big plays in the backfield for the Green Wave. Michael Riley rushed up the middle, and it should be good for a first down. Michael Riley is not the only Riley. His father, Ed Riley, an assistant coach and the offensive coordinator. His younger brother, Jack Riley, the backup quarterback. His older brother, Eddie Riley, led us to a Super Bowl back in 2021 against the Rockland Bulldogs. And it wasn't good enough for a first down. The Green Wave with goal to go from about the Sandwich 8-yard line. Kingston Maxwell lines up wide to the left, guarded by Lincoln Shin. A.J. Nash rushed to the right, hits a gap, and is tackled around the 4 or 5-yard line.
Number 29, A.J. Nash, the ball carrier.
A.J. Nash, 133 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. The older brother of Mason Nash, who we touched on earlier, inactive for tonight's ball game. A.J. Nash also was the starting first baseman on the state finalist baseball team this past spring.
Tackled by number 84, Luke Steele.
Luke Steele, the senior, credited with the tackle, or rather the junior. Second and goal from the Sandwich 2-yard line. A.J. Nash rushed to the right and in for a touchdown. A.J. Nash with the first points of the ball game. About 4 minutes into the game, 7:59 to play. A.J. Nash with his third touchdown on the season. And the Green Wave are off to an early start after a big blocked punt by Ryan Salamini. Michael Riley handles the field goal duties as well as the opening kickoffs. And as we all know, he runs this offense from the quarterback position. Nate Duggan, the holder for the Green Wave.
Michael Riley on for the point after try.
The kick is up, and it is good. Michael Riley knocks through the extra point, and the Green Wave leads 7-0 with 7:59 to play in the first quarter. Big defensive stop, forcing a 3-and-out for the Green Wave. And then it was a smooth sailing for A.J. Nash, and the Green Wave jump out to an early 7-0 lead. The Green Wave ready to kick it off again. 7:59 to play in the first quarter.
Riley to kick off.
On what's turned out to be a nice Friday evening down here in Sandwich. Like I said, a little rain earlier this afternoon as we headed down here, but so far so good. Kick is fielded. And he is tackled around the 35-yard line. Ryan Salamini with another tackle for the Green Wave.
Adam Ferrer with the return.
That was the quarterback, Adam Ferreira, with the return.
Navigates back to the Sandwich 34-yard line. Early first and 10.
First and 10 to open up their second series of the ball game for Sandwich from their own 34-yard line. Ferreira, right up the middle, is tackled almost initially at the line of scrimmage. The Green Wave got into the backfield pretty quick there. It was Jake Tickenoff with the tackle.
Adam Ferrer, the ball carrier. No gain on the play.
Second and 10 from the Sandwich 34. But 7:20 to play in the first quarter. Lincoln Shin lined out to the right. Motion man, Pereira rolls left. Completes the pass to Steele, and Steele's tackled short of the first down.
Adam Ferrer
Ryan Salamini in coverage. It'll be about 3rd and 3 for the Sandwich Blue Knights as they look to avoid their second 3 and out.
On the tackle. A gain of 6. 3rd down and 4.
A 6-yard reception for Luke Steele. His first reception of the ball game. Lincoln Shin one-on-one with Ryan Salamini at the bottom of your television screen. In the snap, Pereira rolls right. It might be an RPO. It is not. And a terrific play there. That was A.J. Nash on the edge alongside Ryan LaRosa for a tackle for loss. And the Green Wave force another 3 and out.
Tackled by A.J. Nash and Ryan LaRosa.
It'll be about 4th and 8 from their own 36 for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Looking to get something going offensively. It'll be interesting to see what they do here on 4th down. A.J. Nash is deep for the Green Wave. Just the Sandwich Blue Knights get ready to punt it away. Ryan Salamini was close yet again. A punt straight to the sideline. And just a 2-minute, 21-second drive for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Ryan Salamini with some more pressure on the punt coverage. And he may have altered that punt unless it's a designed punt towards the sideline. The Green Wave have gone against their conventional 2-man return team between the Nash brothers, A.J. Nash and Mason Nash. Obviously, Mason's unable to be back there tonight. So A.J. on his lonesome. But the Green Wave will take over. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line.
Riverview School, as well as coaches, players, and cheerleaders from the Sandwich Bulldogs.
There's a youth program that really needs some nothing now, but also like modern.
Maxwell to the right. That's Will LeBlanc in the slot down to the left. Connor Pease put in motion. Mike O'Reilly drops back. Deep ball looking for Maxwell. It's underthrown and it is intercepted. That was an interception. You can credit Lincoln Shin with the interception and a much-needed turn of momentum for the Sandwich Blue Knights as they force a turnover on the first play of Abington's possession. Michael O'Reilly has an underthrown ball intended for Kingston Maxwell, and the Sandwich Blue Knights will pick up right where they left off. 5:20 to play in the first quarter.
1st and 10 for the Blue Knights at their own 29.
His third drop.
Mike O'Reilly was looking for his leading receiver, Kingston Maxwell. 8 catches for 126 yards this season. Maxwell just a sophomore on the Green Wave football team. Salamini down one-on-one with Lincoln Shin. Ferreira looks for Lincoln Shin and is dropped. A ball that was put on the money by Ferreira was dropped by Shin, and the Green Wave will force it to 2nd and 10. I think one of the big things for Sandwich is they haven't been able to get big chunk plays on 1st down so far. And they're really going against what they have been doing all season. That's run right up the middle. So, interesting change in game plan for the Sandwich Blue Knights. 5:16 to play in the first quarter. They go back to their famous double wing formation. No receivers lined up. 2 tight ends, 2 wingbacks, and a fullback for the Blue Knights. Rush to the left. That was Gabe Ouellette.
Number 6, Gabe Ouellette, the ball carrier.
Tackled down by Nate Duggan.
Tackled by number 11, Nate Duggan.
Ouellette stepping into some bigger shoes. See Owen McElroy, Jack Bateman, and we saw Jack Mulcahy go to the sideline. So some new faces out there for the Sandwich Blue Knights, filling some shoes of some guys who've had great production this season for them. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the Sandwich 38 for the Blue Knights. Double wing formation once again. The Green Wave stack the box. Ouellette rush to the left is pitched. Initial contact, and he does not break it. It's tackled down. The initial contact was made by Connor Pease. Nate Duggan in there with an assist for the Green Wave. And another 3 and out for the Sandwich Blue Knights. It'll be 4th and 4 from the Sandwich 36-yard line.
Loss of 3. 4th down and 4.
Just over 4 minutes to play. Sandwich is yet to pick up a first down. The Green Wave forced a 3 and out and then threw an interception, giving Sandwich another chance to maybe build off that momentum, but Sandwich has been unable to start any momentum. And Sandwich looking like they'll go for it on 4th and 4. 2 wideouts, one to the right, one to the left. Pereira rolls right. Looking for Shin, and Shin reaches for the first down, and we await the referee's call. That was Ryan Solomini in coverage, and that'll move the chains. A big-time 4th down throw and conversion from Ferreira, and Sandwich picks up their first down of the ball game, and maybe will start to swing that momentum on a Lincoln Shin 5-yard reception.
From the 41.
1st and 10 from their own 41 as the Blue Knights. Double wing formation once again on 1st down. That's Ouellette motioning left. Pereira looks to keep it to the left and is tackled for a loss. A bunch of Green Waves in the backfield there.
Tackled by number 51, Andrew Kerr.
Andrew Kerr with the initial contact in the backfield.
Loss of 3.
Another senior for this Green Wave roster.
2nd down and 13.
Ryan LaRosa also in there to help and get the assist on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 13 from their own 38. Another blemish on 1st down for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Ferreira in shotgun, drops back. There's pressure, looking for, that was Kaiki Pereira off the top of his hands. That was Jake Tickenoff in coverage. AJ Nash on that side of the field as well. It'll be 3rd and long for the Sandwich Blue Knights.
Number 45, Jake Tickenoff in coverage. 3rd and 13.
.212 to play in the first quarter. 3rd and 13 for the Sandwich Blue Knights from their own 38. Has been a defensive battle so far. The Green Wave only touchdown came on an 18-yard drive when the Ryan Solomini blocked a punt after the first series of the ball game. Since then, not much production for both teams on the offensive side of the ball. Ouellette in motion. Ferreira drops back on 3rd and 13. Deep ball. He's looking for Shin. Shin has Nash beat, but the throw is just too far to the sideline. And the Green Wave force a 4th down and 13. And Sandwich will have to punt here on 4th and long in their own territory. That was AJ Nash in coverage. And Lincoln Shin ran a good route there. He had AJ Nash beat, but the throw just couldn't get there. So the Green Wave force a 4th down. AJ Nash, once again, the deep man for the Green Wave. The Green Wave have had some very good fortunes on the punt rush. Ryan Solomini came close to blocking on the second time, and as we know, blocked it on the first time in a short punt. Bounce out of bounds around the Green Wave 38-yard line. And the Green Wave offense will come back on the field for their 3rd series of the game. Their 2nd series was a 1-play series after a first-play interception thrown by Mike Riley.
Be sure to visit the Snack Shack tonight. Enjoy a slice of pizza from our partners at Two Brothers Pizza and Mexican, or a hot cup of coffee from our partners at Pete God Coffee.
Entering tonight's ball game, Michael Riley has 343 passing yards, 2 touchdowns.
Be on the lookout for 50/50 raffle tickets. Find a member of the Gridiron.
He had 106 yards in last week's 27-7 loss to the Norwell Clippers. Ryan Someli, who, like we previously touched on, was inactive, had their only touchdown after a, I don't even want to say blocked punt. The punter just never punted the ball, so the Green Wave tackled him around their own 3-yard line and were able to punch it in on a short yardage situation. Two wide to the left, one wide to the right for the Green Wave. Motion man is Ryan Solomini, and a keeper by Michael Riley. Riley rushed to the right, stays on his feet, and is tackled down around the 44-yard line for a gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Abington Green Wave. Looks like Lincoln Shin made the contact in the tackle for the Blue Knights.
Number 10, Michael Riley, ball carrier. Tackled by Luke Steele.
Just under a minute and a half to play in the first quarter. The Green Wave leads 7-0 over the Sandwich Blue Knights. Solomini rushed to the right. He is tackled down along the line of scrimmage for a gain of maybe about 1. A gain of 1 will be 3rd and 3 from their own 45 for the Abington Green Wave. Nolan Cochran with the tackle, the junior on the Sandwich Blue Knights.
Gain of 1, 3rd and 3.
Third and 3 from the Abington 45 is the Green Wave. Kingston Maxwell lined up to the left. Green Wave stack right. Motion man is Ryan Solomini. Rush to the left is AJ Nash. And Nash is tackled down around the chains. We'll have to see if it's enough for a first down. It appears as if he may be short of the first down.
AJ Nash,
Tackled by Evan Watts. And it does look like he is short. It'll be 4th and about inches for the Abington Green Wave. It'll be interesting to see if they keep the offense on the field.
Official timeout. Correction. 1st and 10 Abington.
Correction, he was not short. I guess they poked the edge of the ball over the first down. It looks short from our vantage point. The chain gang had 4th down up, but the Green Wave will take a first down. A collision between Solomini and Riley. Riley breaks a sack, and a pass completed to AJ Nash. Nash slips down around the Sandwich 38. A gain of about 14 for the Abington Green Wave. Some commotion in the backfield. Riley, as he tried to roll out, ran into his own man. Ryan Solomini, Andrew Watts had some pressure in the backfield. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. The Green Wave leads 7-0. It's been all defense so far, but the Green Wave starting to cook a little something on offense. Their only touchdown came on a short 18-yard drive after a Ryan Solomini blocked punt. AJ Nash was able to power it in for a 2-yard touchdown, and that's been the only scoring we've had thus far. A quick message for Comcast and Xfinity subscribers. The 3 local channels that feature Abington Public, Education, and Government content on channels 13, 14, and 15 is moving down the dial effective as of December 5th. The new channels will be 6, 8, and 9. Comcast and Xfinity subscribers should be receiving correspondence about this channel realignment. Verizon subscribers will not be affected by this change.
Coaching attire was provided. Player jerseys were replaced and more. The Gridiron is always looking for new members. Visit their website.
The Green Wave, 1st and 10 from the Sandwich 39 after a 14-yard reception by AJ Nash.
Attention Sandwich students as part of community night. Senior class officers will be throwing
AJ Nash receiving the season, just 1 catch for 20 yards, entering the ball game. Like we previously touched on, Kingston Maxwell, the leading rusher for the Abington Green Wave. Leading receiver.
Team switching sides. Abington heading north to south. 1st and 10 from the Sandwich 39.
Maxwell lined up in the slot to the right. 1-on-1 with Lincoln Shin. AJ Nash on the backfield. Solomini lined up off the tight end to the right. LeBlanc to the left. Solomini in motion left. Up the middle. He is tackled. A ball is loose, and it looks like it's recovered by Sandwich. Recovered by number 54. That's Nolan Cochran. And the Sandwich Blue Knights defense forces their second giveaway of the game. First, it was Lincoln Shin with an interception. This time, it's Nolan Cochran with a fumble recovery. Like we said, the first quarter was all defense. The first 6 seconds of the second quarter appears to be all defense as well. Both defenses came to play today, and they're showing it. 11:54 to play in the second quarter. The Green Wave leads 7-0. Double wing formation once again. That's Pereira in the backfield. Mulcahy left with an injury earlier. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage. The initial contact made by Nate Duggan.
Number 27, Jack O'Brien, the ball carrier.
That's Jack O'Brien with his first carry of the ball game.
Tackled by number 87, Connor Pease.
Rather, Connor Pease with the tackle.
No gain.
Second and about 10 from the Sandwich 44-yard line. After a fumble by the Green Wave that was recovered by Nolan Cochran. And a timeout called by Sandwich, their second of the ball game, with 11:23 to play in the second quarter.
Timeout, Sandwich.
The Green Wave will have a big-time rivalry matchup next week as the longtime rival and South Shore League opponent Rockland comes to town on Friday, October 13th. Sandwich will hit the road and head up to East Bridgewater to take on the East Bridgewater Vikings at 7 p.m. on Friday, October 13th. Both teams with important South Shore League matchups that'll definitely have playoff implications come the end of October and early November. Second and 10 for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Rush to the left, that's Logan Ouellette. He is tackled down around the 48. Appears to be a gain of about 4, which will make it 3rd and 6 for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Jake Tickenoff with another tackle, a young sophomore that has played big-time snaps for the Green Wave defense.
Tackle by Nathan Duggan. Gain of 4. 3rd and 6.
Third and 6 for the Sandwich Blue Knights. About 10:45 to play in the second quarter. Lincoln Shin line up to the right. Luke Steele in the slot down to the left. Motion man is Ouellette. Roll to the left. He looks for Luke Steele in the flat, and Steele drops a pass, which would have been a sure first down. That was Aiden McClellan in coverage on the flats. And Luke Steele will want that one back. He had a sure first down to extend the drive, but now it'll be 4th and 6 from their own 48 for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Luke Steele, a junior tight end for the Blue Knights. And the Blue Knights have already gone for it from their own territory tonight, and it looks like they'll punt it away on 4th and intermediate, you could say, 4th and 6. Once again, Adam Ferreira, the punter. AJ Nash, the deep man, a high snap, and it is almost blocked once again by the Green Wave special teams, and Nash might want to let that go, but he picks it up around his own 5-yard line. And good punt coverage by the Sandwich Blue Knights. The tackle initially made by Luke Steele. But we have our first flag of the ball game down on the field, down around the punt return, around the 10-yard line of the Abington Green Wave.
Ferreira's punt is down with the flag in the play.
The Green Wave offense comes back on the field. Both of their last 2 series have ended in turnovers. Illegal block in the back on the Abington Green Wave. It'll push them back. The Green Wave will have 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line, it looks like.
Half the distance to the goal. First down.
The Green Wave will need a 95-yard drive. In a game where they've struggled, they've been able to move the ball a little bit, but like I said, turnovers will hurt them. Motion man to the right, that is Ryan Solomini. Picks up a gain of about 6. Lincoln Shin with the tackle for the Blue Knights. It'll be about 2nd and 4 from their own 11 for the Abington Green Wave.
Solomini, the ball carrier.
Green Wave leads 7-0, 9:45 to play in the second quarter. Kingston Maxwell 1-on-1 with Lincoln Shin. Ryan Salamini in motion to the left. Salamini gets the handoff. Rush to the left. He's tackled down right around the chains, and it looks like a first down for the Green Wave. Lincoln Shin with another tackle for the Sandwich Blue Knights, but it is not enough to hold the Green Wave, and they'll get the first down. Ryan Salamini with yet another carry. The sophomore has put together a nice first half, like we said. First, the block punt, and now a few productive runs, and the Green Wave are hoping to get something brewing here on offense.
First and 10 from the 15.
Lincoln Shin, a junior defensive back for the Blue Knights, has put himself together a nice first half as it had an interception in the first quarter. A few tackles here and a rush to the right. That's Will LeBlanc, or rather Ryan Salamini down the right sideline. And he looks to break free. He's pushed out of bounds around the Green Wave 35-yard line. Adam Ferreira, who we said is the quarterback, comes away with the tackle there. And Ryan Salamini with yet another big-time run for the Green Wave, and they're trying to get a drive brewing as they extend it to a first down from their own 35-yard line.
First and 10 from the 35.
Once again, Maxwell one-on-one in the slot with Lincoln Shin. LeBlanc in the backfield. It is pitched, that's Ryan Salamini once again. Salamini to the left, and he is tripped up around the 45-yard line. Lincoln Shin with yet another tackle for the Sandwich Blue Knights.
Tackle made by number 8, Lincoln Shin.
And it will be a first down for the Abington Green Wave. Ryan Salamini, another 10-yard run.
First and 10.
A little confusion between the chain gang down the field, but got that sorted out. First and 10 from their own 45 is the Green Wave. Rush to the right. Ryan Salamini tackled around the 47-yard line for a gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the Abington 47. Stephen Trombley with a tackle for the Blue Knights.
Tackle by Trombley. Gain of 2. 2nd and 8.
$7:50 to play in the second quarter. The Abington Green Wave still leads 7-0 in what's been a defensive battle thus far. Both teams struggling to move the ball and struggling to punch it in. A.J. Nash motion to the left. Hand it off. Rush to the left. He's tackled down around the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 3rd and long for the Green Wave from their own 48-yard line. Or rather, their own 46-yard line.
Tackle by Trombley.
Stephen Trombley with another tackle for the Blue Knights.
No gain.
3rd and 8 for the Green Wave.
3rd and 8.
And what may be a passing down for the Green Wave, they've shown that they're not afraid to throw the ball. They threw it on first down earlier this game. And the Green Wave coaching staff trusts Mike O'Reilly, who's now a junior, was also the starting quarterback his sophomore year, which was last season for the Green Wave. LeBlanc in motion to the right. Riley rolls right. And a lot of pressure, and he's evades the pressure and is tackled down around the 46-yard line. Jack O'Brien with the tackle, and it'll force a 4th down for the Abington Green Wave. It appeared to be no gain, so it'll be 4th and 8 from the Abington 46.
Jack O'Brien. No gain. 4th down and 4.
And the Sandwich defense has put together a nice ball game as well. Their only touchdown they allowed on a small 18-yard drive, following, like we've previously mentioned, a Ryan Salamini blocked punt after the first series of the ball game for the Sandwich offense. A.J. Nash, the punter for the Abington Green Wave. 2 deep men for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Tanner Dalpy and Lincoln Shin are the 2 return men. A short punt, and it is not picked up. It is covered up by, that appears to be Ryan Salamini. And the Green Wave put the Sandwich Blue Knights deep into their own field. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line.
At the Blue Knight 23.
Once again, the double wing formation for the Blue Knights. O'Brien, motion to the right, is punched up the middle. A swarm of Green Wave defenders. Appeared to be Jonathan Sharp. Punt on the initial contact. Junior defensive tackle for the Green Wave. It'll be about 2nd and 9 for the Sandwich Blue Knights.
O'Brien, the ball carrier. No gain. 2nd and 10.
I was looking, I couldn't find anybody over there at any point.
One wide out, lined out to the left. Ryan Salamini, man-to-man coverage. Motion left for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Roll left for Pereira. It is deflected at the line of scrimmage. That was Connor Pease at the line of scrimmage, forcing an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the Sandwich 25 for the Blue Knights.
Third and 10.
5 minutes to play in the second quarter. The Green Wave have a slim 7-0 lead over the Sandwich Blue Knights. On a nice and cool Friday evening down here in Sandwich, just over the bridge. Two wideouts, one to the right, one to the left. Pereira drops back. He was looking for Shin, and Shin with a nice completion. And he is moving down the field, tackled down around the 50. Over the 50, down around the Green Wave 49, and Nate Duggan was in coverage with the tackle. Ryan Salamini with the assist on the coverage. And the first big play of the ball game, and it is a completion from Adam Ferreira to who has been his #1 target tonight, Lincoln Shin.
That gave a good press sandwich. First down.
And the Blue Knights are over the 50-yard line for the first time tonight with 4:30 to play in the second quarter. On what was 3rd and 10, a big-time play for Bob Lomp's squad to try and swing some momentum before the half. Rush to the left, tackle down around the line of scrimmage. That was Logan Ouellette, tackled by Connor Pease. Connor Pease, obviously one of the Green Wave senior captains. A 4-year starter on this Green Wave football team. Call it 2nd and 9 from the Abington 48.
Gain of 1. 2nd and 9.
Just so you know, the cheer performance before we can swing the field, I said, okay.
One wide out to the right. Ferreira keeps it. Tackled down around the line of scrimmage for no gain. Ferreira on a QB draw. Aiden McClellan with the tackle for the Green Wave.
Lost 1. 3rd and 10.
It'll be 3rd and 10 from the Abington 49. Another 3rd and long situation for the Blue Knights. They've had a few of those tonight. Lincoln Shin lined up to the right. Luke Steele, the bottom of your screen. To the left. Ferreira drops back. Has some protection. Deep ball looking for Lincoln Shin, and it has too much on it. That was Ryan Salamini in coverage. Terrific coverage. Terrific job playing in phase by Ryan Salamini. And the Green Wave force a 4th down. It'll be 4th and 10 from the Abington 49-yard line.
Patterson in coverage. 4th and 10.
Telling you, that sounds like an analytics there, but we do the first down. Maybe they should have the second down, right? Do the third down. You're not kind of waiting for it. Take your break, but it's going to occur more often than not.
AJ Nash, once again, the deep man for the Green Wave. They've had a few punt returns tonight. Adam Ferreira, the punt man, and he punts it down around the 20-yard line. AJ Nash will let it roll, and it takes a sandwich bounce And it is covered up down around the 1 yard line by Jack O'Brien, and a terrific punt from Adam Ferreira, pinning the Green Wave way deep back in their own territory, and they'll take over at their own 1 yard line. And we've seen some terrific special teams play tonight. Adam Ferreira, with some great punts, including that one. A 50-yard punt that ended up down around the 1 yard line. Ryan Salamini had an almost block on after the second series of the game, and as we've previously touched on, had a block on after the first series of the game. Nate Duggan was in there with some great pressure on the punts. The Green Wave have came to play on special teams, and so have Sandwich, aside from that first punt blemish.
I should call it something. I feel like people live at that level. There's a few things I like there should be run.
Mike O'Reilly drops back in his own end zone. Deep ball. He's looking for LeBlanc, and it has too much on him. LeBlanc had beat the coverage man. That looks like it is Jack O'Brien. The Green Wave are going for it. What could have been a 99-yard touchdown ends in an incomplete pass. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 2 yard line. Green Wave are looking to catch the Blue Knights napping on that play. 2nd and 10 from your own 2. Usually a run situation. The Green Wave drop back and look for Will LeBlanc. But unfortunately for them, it was an incomplete pass. Rush to the right. It appeared to be A.J. Nash. The Sandwich Blue Knights calling for a safety. And we'll see the referee call on the play. Trying to find where the ball is at the bottom of the scrum. And the referees call a safety. Sandwich gets on the board for the first time tonight with 2:17 to play into the second quarter. The Green Wave still leads 7-2 after an A.J. Nash rush to the right. Ended up in a loss of 2, and Sandwich forces a safety. Nolan Cochran came away with the tackle on the play. So the Green Wave lead down to 5, 7-2. They lead 2:17 to play in the second quarter after a booming 50-yard punt from Adam Ferreira that pinned the Green Wave deep. And the Sandwich defense did what they've done all night, and that's pushed the Green Wave back and got on the board for the first time tonight. The Green Wave will punt it away following their first safety of the ball game. First safety of the season, excuse me. The Green Wave punted away from their own 20.
Riley said to kick off from the 20.
Mike O'Reilly, once again, the kicker for this Green Wave squad, handles the kickoffs and the field goal duties. A left-footed kicker. And the kick is underway. A pooch kick gets by the return man, and he lets it go out of bounds. That was number 17, Adam Ferreira. And Sandwich will take over at their own 40-yard line after a kick out of bounds by Mike O'Reilly.
Which is always a good feel, actually. Yeah, that's right. That's a great. The 15-yard
The referees discussing, awaiting for the ruling. It appears they'll A lot of moving back and forth for both the Sandwich offense and the Green Wave defense. Waiting to see where the ball will be placed. The Chains have the ball being placed at the 50-yard line. And the final ruling on the field after a long discussion, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Sandwich Blue Knights from the 50-yard line. Lincoln Shin lined up to the right. Luke Steele, the bottom of your television screen, lined up to the left. A handoff, rush to the left, and tackled down around the 45. That was Logan Ouellette. Jake Tickenoff on the tackle for the Green Wave. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the Abington 45-yard line. 1:40 to play for the Sandwich Blue Knights as they elect to go no huddle. Jack O'Brien in motion to the right. Ferreira rolls right. Nate Duggan off the edge with the pressure and is tipped at the line of scrimmage. It appeared to be Ryan LaRosa on the deflection at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 5 from the Abington 45-yard line. The clock stops at 1:29 to play in the second quarter. Sandwich looking to get something cooking on offense. Just 2 first downs in the ball game. And Sandwich uses their 3rd and final timeout of the first half with 1:29 to play. The Green Wave leads 7-2. The lone touchdown coming in with 7:55 to play into the first quarter. An A.J. Nash 2-yard run. And then Sandwich forced a safety with around 2.5 to play in the second quarter. A.J. Nash looked to rush to the right. He was tackled down by Nolan Cochran, who forced the safety. And for those of you just joining us, that's how we arrived at 7-2. A game that has been between two strong defenses, and both offenses have struggled. Sandwich still has 0 turnovers. They are winning the turnover battle, but the Green Wave have been able to keep themselves in front with some terrific defensive play. Like I previously said, Sandwich just 2 first downs in the ball game. The Green Wave, however, have 2 turnovers, an interception that was intercepted by Lincoln Shin, and then a fumble recovery early in the second quarter that was recovered by Nolan Cochran. So Cochran coming up with some big-time defensive plays for the Blue Knights. Lincoln Shin, bottom of your screen to the left. Motion man is Logan Ouellette. Roll to the left is Ferreira. Looking for Ouellette in the flat, and he is pushed out of bounds down around the first down marker. A.J. Nash was in coverage. It'll be 4th and 3 from the Abington 43-yard line. One could imagine that the Sandwich Blue Knights will keep the offense on the field and elect to go for it. They've gone for it once today. They're 1 for 1 on 4th down conversion attempts. Luke Steele, bottom of your screen, one-on-one. Logan Ouellette in motion. Luke Steele back lines up on the line of scrimmage. O'Brien, motion to the right, a pitch, and he is tackled. A fumble is loose. And regardless of the outcome of the play, the Green Wave will take over. Connor Pease on the initial contact, forcing it free. Jake Tickenoff in there on the play as well. And the Green Wave will take over. A turnover on downs. And they will take over around around their own 46-yard line. That was Jack O'Brien on the carry.
From the Green Wave 46.
The Green Wave offense have also had their fair share of struggles tonight, and they look to get some insurance as they also will receive the opening kickoff to begin the second half. A screen finds Kingston Maxwell, his first catch of the ball game. Maxwell through the defense, tackled. It will be enough for a first down. Tackled down around the Sandwich 41-yard line. Maxwell entering tonight's ball game in 8 catches for 126 yards. First and 10 for the Green Wave from the Sandwich 42. Riley rolls to the left. Deep ball looking for Will LeBlanc, and he had a little too much on it once again. LeBlanc had his man beat. Jack O'Brien was in coverage. Clock stops at 57.8 seconds. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Green Wave from the Sandwich 42-yard line.
2nd and 10.
Maxwell's wide to the right. Connor Pease in the slot. Solomini and LeBlanc lined up to the left. Connor Pease put in motion. A wide snap. Michael Riley rolls to the left. Dalpy with the sack. That's Tanner Dalpy, the senior tight end and defensive end for the Sandwich Blue Knights with a big-time sack on 2nd down. Nolan Cochran in there to assist, and the Green Wave call a timeout with 46 seconds to go. A big-time defensive play by the Sandwich Blue Knights. Dalpy and Cochran were in there with the immediate pressure. And it'll be 3rd and long from their own 48-yard line for the Green Wave.
Timeout, Abington. Sandwich students, make sure to stay where you are.
It'll be about 3rd and 20 for the Abington Green Wave. And it'll be interesting to see how they approach this. You could punch it up the middle and run the clock out and take a lead into the half, as you will receive the opening kickoff if you're the Abington Green Wave. Try to avoid any crazy things from happening, like we saw earlier, an interception. So the last thing you want to do is give Sandwich another opportunity to score right before the break. Third and 20 from the Abington 48 for the Green Wave. Kingston Maxwell lined up to the right. Ryan Solomini in the slot. Will LeBlanc in the slot to the left. Connor Pease lines up on the line of scrimmage. LeBlanc put in motion. A pass completed, and it's a hook and ladder. A.J. Nash finds the hook and ladder and all the way down the sideline to the 10, and A.J. Nash into the end zone for a touchdown. Connor Pease with the initial reception, and then the old trick play, the hook and ladder, finds A.J. Nash, who lined up to the left of Michael Riley in the Green Wave with a big-time touchdown with 35 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Michael Riley's pass complete to Connor Pease. And lateral to AJ.
And here I was saying the Green Wave should punch it up the middle and go to the half with the lead. Coach Riley had that drawn up and will take a bigger lead into the half. The Green Wave with a chance to make it a 12-point game on a Michael Riley extra point attempt.
Riley for the point after try.
Riley hesitated. A kick is up and no good off the right upright. And that'll keep the Green Wave lead at 11. They lead 13-2 with 35 seconds to play in the second quarter. And just how you drew it up, folks. A.J. Nash powers into the end zone after a nicely drawn up hook and ladder. Connor Pease had the initial reception. And I know somewhere Travis Kelce's smiling, because if you watch the New Heights podcast like myself, Travis Kelce is a big fan of the lateral play and says more players should use it. And Connor Pease, a fellow tight end, decided, I'm going to listen to the best tight end in football. And Coach Riley drew up a hook and ladder. The Green Wave executed it to perfection. Michael Riley once again has the kickoff duties. A new deep man for the Sandwich Blue Knights. That is freshman Damian King
Riley to kick off.
alongside Lincoln Shin.
And King.
Riley with a squib kick, and it is gathered and fell on. That was Tyler Jones on the front line, a freshman.
Down.
So Sandwich will take over at their own 47-yard line.
First and 10, Sandwich. From their own 47.
.34 seconds to play in the first half. One wide out to the right, one to the left. Ferreira drops back. A deep ball looking for his intended man. That was Tyler Jones and had too much on it.
First pass.
AJ Nash in coverage for the Green Wave. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Sandwich 47 for the Blue Knights.
AJ Nash coverage. 2nd and 10.
Roulette lined up to the left. Lincoln Shin to the right. Ferreira drops back. Pressure from Nate Duggan. Ferreira. His intended man was Lincoln Shin. The pass was thrown low off the ground, and it'll be 3rd and 10 from the Sandwich 47 with 23 seconds to play in the first half.
There's like supposed to rain tomorrow early in the evening. Is that sort of like see it along those lines?
Ferreira under center. Rush to the left is Ouellette. Ouellette is forced out of bounds. He'll be short of a first down. Aiden McClellan with the pressure on Ouellette. It'll be 4th and short for the Blue Knights. 4th and about 4 from the Green Wave 46-yard line. 18 seconds to play in the first half. Green Wave lead 13-2. The Sandwich offense will stay on the field.
Gain of 7, 4th and 3.
Lincoln Shin lined up to the right. Wing formation. Ferreira under center once again. Ouellette rushed to the left and leaps forward for a first down. That was Nate Duggan on the tackle.
The ball carrier. Tackle made by Duggan.
We await a ruling from the referees, and he was short.
Turnover on
Ouellette leaped forward looking for a first down, but the ball didn't cross the plane. Nate Duggan
from their own
kept him short, and the Sandwich Blue Knights will turn it over on downs once again with 13.6 seconds to play in the first half. And the Green Wave offense will head back out there with a chance to maybe add some more insurance. Not a ton of time left if you're the Green Wave, and like I said before the hook and ladder play, maybe this is when you decide to take an 11-point lead into the half, but I've been wrong before, so there's a reason Coach Riley doesn't listen to me. And the Green Wave looks like they're going for it. Maxwell and Salamini to the right. LeBlanc and Pease to the left. Riley rolls left. Riley, deep ball, thrown away out of bounds. 7.4 seconds to play. It'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 48. Nothing brewing for the Green Wave receivers on the play, so Mike O'Reilly will throw it away and look for one more chance at a touchdown to end the first half. Will LeBlanc lined up in the, rather than go trips left, Connor Pease all the way at the end on the last scrimmage. LeBlanc and Salamini lined up off the ball. A low snap. Riley rushing up the middles, tripped up for looks to be a loss of 1. And that'll take us to the half after a bad snap on the play. The Green Wave will go to halftime leading by 11, 13-2. Tanner Dalpy with the final tackle of the first half. And the Green Wave defense came to play today. The only points on the board for Sandwich was the safety that after a nice 50-yard punt pinned deep from Adam Ferreira. But nonetheless, the Green Wave headed to the half with an 11-point lead, 13-2. And both offenses on both sides of the both teams are going to look to get something brewing after a first half that was strictly defense. The Green Wave defense came to play, and so did Sandwiches. 13-2, I am James Madden saying don't go anywhere and stick around because we have a 15-minute halftime break and the Green Wave are going to look to come and get their 4th win of the season. Welcome back to Sandwich High School for some second half action of a Friday night South Shore League football matchup between the Abington Green Wave and the Sandwich Blue Knights. And there was one trend in the first half, and it was defense for both squads. Abington's defense came to play, and so did Sandwich's. A 13-2 lead at the break for the Abington Green Wave. The 2 points for Sandwich coming on a safety after a Nolan Cochran tackle for loss after a booming 50-yard punt from Adam Ferreira. And the 2 touchdowns for the Green Wave coming from A.J. Nash and a hook and ladder that also found A.J. Nash after an initial catch and lateral from Connor Pease. So the Green Wave with a little bit of trickery to end the first half and jump out to an 11-point 13-2 lead, and they will receive the opening second half kickoff. And we are just about underway with some second half action on a beautiful Friday night down here in Sandwich, Massachusetts. The opening kickoff is kicked off. That was by number 14, Brandon Clark Kelly. And the return is tackled up around the 35-yard line, and the Abington Green Wave offense will come back on the field for the first time in the second half. Elias Everts on the tackle for the Sandwich Green Wave. For the Sandwich Blue Knights. First and 10 from their own 35 to open the second half for the Green Wave. The first play from scrimmage. Kingston Maxwell lined up to the left, one-on-one with Lincoln Shin. Michael Riley under center. Handoff, that was A.J. Nash to the left, and Nash breaks away free over the 50-yard line and pushed out of bounds around the Sandwich 45-yard line. A 20-yard run to open the second half for A.J. Nash, and the Green Wave offense is looking much more promising than they did in the first half. Nolan Cochran, the defensive end, on the tackle. The Green Wave, first and 10 from the Sandwich 45. They're over midfield after one play from scrimmage. Already off to a better start than they had in the first half. Will LeBlanc rushed to the right, tackled down around the 43-yard line. LeBlanc, 76 rushing yards on the season. Entering tonight's ball game, Kaiki Pereira, a linebacker, comes in with the tackle for the Blue Knights. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the Sandwich 43-yard line. Maxwell one-on-one with Lincoln Shin. A.J. Nash rushed to the left. A small gain. Tackled down around the 41-yard line. Appears to be a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Abington Green Wave from the Sandwich 41-yard line. Nolan Cochran continuing his strong defensive performance for the Blue Knights. Forced a fumble earlier in the ballgame, then recovered the fumble forced a safety for the Green Wave and has had a couple big tackles to open up the second half for the Blue Knights. 3rd and 6 for the Green Wave. Kingston Maxwell in the slot. Ryan Salamini in motion to the left. Salamini down, tackled around the first down marker. And the referees will mark it a first down. And the Green Wave will move the chains.
Tackled at the Sandwich 34.
Ryan Salamini has put together a terrific performance, playing a much bigger role on offense than he had all season. Like we previously mentioned, the Green Wave are without their 2 leading rushers, Ryan Simnetti, who entered tonight's ballgame at 203 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Mason Nash, who's their leading rusher, at 220 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. Salamini rushed to the left, a gain of about 3. It'll be about 2nd and 7 from the Sandwich 36-yard line.
32nd and 7.
Rather, the 31-yard line. Stephen Trombley on the tackle. (13-2), Abington Green Wave lead. 9:40 to play in the third quarter. A game between two very strong defenses, and they've shown it tonight. Michael Riley under center. Ryan Salamini in motion. Play action. Riley drops back. Deep pass looking for Will LeBlanc, and it was off the mark. Lincoln Shin in coverage. And the Sandwich Blue Knights will force a 3rd and 7 for the Abington Green Wave.
3rd and 7.
Will LeBlanc, a favorite target for Michael Riley coming out of the wingback position. 2 receptions for 51 yards and a receiving touchdown this season. 76 yards on the ground for LeBlanc, one of the many, many good Green Wave running backs. Third and 7 for the Green Wave. Kingston Maxwell, bottom of your television screen. One-on-one with Lincoln Shin. Riley, shotgun formation. Finds Maxwell on a screen. Maxwell dekes out a defender, and he is tackled down around the 26-yard line. We'll have to see if it's enough for a first down. Tackle by Evan Watts, the interior D lineman. And the Green Wave will be short, about 4th and 3 from the Sandwich 27-yard line.
Maxwell tackled by Watts.
Kingston Maxwell with a 2nd reception of the ball game. He had 8 receptions entering tonight's ball game. The Green Wave offense will stay on the field in 4th and short, 4th and 3 from the Sandwich 27-yard line. Kingston Maxwell lined up to the left. Once again, guarded by Lincoln Shin. Michael Riley under center. Will LeBlanc the motion man. And a jump on the defensive front. It appeared to be Sandwich that was the first to jump. And if that is correct, it will be an automatic first down. Neutral zone infraction by the Sandwich Blue Knights. And that'll move the chains to the Green Wave on 4th and 3.
A 5-yard penalty. And an Abington first down.
Sandwich falls for Michael Riley's hard count. Just the 2nd penalty of the ball game between both teams. And the Green Wave with a fresh set of downs. Michael Riley under center. ISO formation. Hands it off to Ryan Salamini. Salamini tackled for a short gain. Nolan Cochran with the tackle. Salamini with a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the Sandwich 18-yard line.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
The Green Wave having no trouble moving the ball after a first half that seemed to give them trouble to move the ball. They had the big 20-yard run by A.J. Nash to open the second half, and then a good break for the Green Wave. They forced a neutral zone infraction on 4th down, give them a fresh set of downs, and looking to punch in and extend their lead. Maxwell to the right. Salamini to the left. And A.J. Nash is tackled in the backfield for a loss of about 3 yard lines. Nolan Cochran with another big-time play on the interior D line for the Sandwich Blue Knights. The Green Wave will have 3rd and long.
A loss of 2.
3rd and 7 for the Abington Green Wave from the Sandwich 19-yard line. 6:50 to play. The Green Wave controlling the tempo here. Almost a 6-minute drive to open the second half. After a first half that had many, many short drives for both teams, the Green Wave starting to return to their identity, which is a ground and pound team, and chew that clock up 11. Mike O'Reilly rolled to the left. Nolan Cochran with pressure. Riley breaks the edge and will be forced out of bounds right past the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 1. It'll bring the Green Wave to 4th down and a flag on the play. That was number 65, Ross Russell, on the tackle.
Tracked down by number 65, Ross Russell.
Some laundry down on the field. We'll await a call from the referee.
Flag on the play.
The flag appeared to be after the whistle. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the defense. And that will give the Green Wave a new fresh set of downs. A second costly penalty for the Sandwich Blue Knights early on in the second half. And the Green Wave will have an automatic first down with goal to go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Sandwich.
Green Wave, first down from the Sandwich 9-yard line. 6:20 to play in the fourth quarter.
Now for Abington. From the 9.
Trips left for the Green Wave. A.J. Nash rushed to the right, tackled around the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be second down.
Nash the ball carrier.
Matt Bloom with the tackle for the Sandwich Blue Knights.
By Matt Bloom and Luke Steele. No gain.
Second and goal for the Green Wave from the Sandwich 10-yard line. Green Wave lead 13-2 with 5.5 to play in the fourth quarter, rather the third quarter. Maxwell lined up to the right, A.J. Nash in the slot. Pease and Solomini to the left. Pease the motion man for the Green Wave. Riley drops back. Deep corner ball looking for Pease. He jumps up there, and it is. We await a call from the referee. Touchdown, Connor Pease. Mike O'Reilly with a BB to the back corner, and Connor Pease gets a foot down and maintains the catch. And the Green Wave extend their lead to 17, 19-2. Mike O'Reilly with his third touchdown pass of the season. Connor Pease, his second receiving touchdown of the season, and the Green Wave are up big.
9-yard touchdown pass.
And if you're Coach Riley and you're the Green Wave on the sideline, that is exactly what you want to see to open up the second half. They had a tough first half on the offensive side of the ball, but to go and drain 7 minutes off the clock and end it with a touchdown pass to Connor Pease, that is perfectly drawn up and perfectly executed by the Green Wave offense. Mike O'Reilly, once again, has extra point duties, and it is a fake looking for Connor Pease in the end zone, and the Green Wave successfully pull off the fake, and they extend their lead to 19, 21-2. Mike O'Reilly is the kicker, but he showed also why he's the quarterback, and they complete the fake. Rather, Nate Duggan on the catch. He was the holder. Nate Duggan maybe coming from Mike O'Reilly's quarterback job and make some jokes about that in the locker room. But Nate Duggan, he was a quarterback back in middle school, so showing off his old quarterback prowess. And the Green Wave lead by 19, 21-2, 5:13 to play in the third quarter. 5:13 to play in the third quarter. After the Green Wave extend their lead to 21-2 after a Connor Pease receiving touchdown, and then Connor Pease catches a fake extra point thrown by Nate Duggan. Mike O'Reilly kicks it off, fielded by Damian King. King breaks a couple tackles, and he is tackled down around the 37-yard line. King found a way to stay on his feet for a long period of time. Aiden McClellan credited with the initial contact.
2 to the Sandwich 39.
Sandwich will take over at their own 39-yard line. And they've fallen into a big hole to begin the second half. They trail by 19, 21-2. After a long and successful touchdown drive by the Green Wave, which was helped out by a couple of third down and fourth down penalties by the Blue Knights. Ferreira once again under center in the double wing formation. Green Wave still in their 3 defensive back defense. Ouellette rushed to the left. And for a gain of about 6, rather that was Lincoln Shin, tripped up by Connor O'Donnell.
Tripped up by number 52, Connor O'Donnell.
Pickup of about 6 for the Blue Knights. They'll have a 2nd and 4 from their own 45-yard line. Second and 4 for the Blue Knights. Ferreira under center. Rush to the right by O'Brien. And O'Brien breaks free for a first down. Tackled down around the Abington 49. You can credit Michael O'Reilly with the tackle. And Jack O'Brien moving the chains, trying to get something cooking for this Blue Knights offense. Injury timeout on the field, which leads me to a special announcement and thanking all of my colleagues alongside me. Working behind the scenes of this telecast is Steve Madden as today's game statistician. Dave Bowen is behind and on the camera, and Kevin Tocci is the producer and on-site engineer here in Abington Cam. As always, a terrific crew we have here that I'm forever thankful to be a part of. .4:15 to play in the third quarter. The Green Wave lead by 19, 21-2 after an injury timeout. First and 10 from the Green Wave 49 for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Ferreira under center. Rush to the right. He's tackled down around the 48 for a gain of about 1.
Number 89,
Tanner Dalpy, the tight end on the rush. 2nd and 9 from the Abington 48 for the Blue Knights offense. Aiden McClellan with yet another tackle for the Green Wave, the senior linebacker. As always, putting together a nice night defensively. One of the leaders on this defensive group. Second and 9. Once again, the double wing formation. Ferreira under center. Rolls left is Ferreira. Deep ball looking for steal and has too much on him. Michael Riley can't catch up to it for a possible interception. And the incomplete pass intended for Luke Steele will force a third down and long. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the Abington Green Wave 48-yard line. And the Green Wave still doing a great job putting pressure on the quarterback when he rolls left, rolls right, when he drops back. And as we've seen tonight, Sandwich is a team that, if they could, would run it every play, but the Green Wave have done a nice job plugging the gaps. The linebackers and defensive linemen have read their keys, and they've stopped an offense that can be very tough to defend if teams run it right, and Sandwich, for the most part, the season has run it right. So credit to the Green Wave defense for allowing just 2 points. And even the 2 points didn't come against the defense. It was a safety. So 3 minutes to play in the third quarter, and the Green Wave defense has yet to allow a point. Connor Pease off the edge and is deflected, but it is caught by Ferreira off a deflection, and he will be tackled for a loss. Connor Pease with the deflection, and that's kind of like the play we saw in the wild card a few years back when Marcus Mariota threw it off a Chiefs defensive lineman and caught his own touchdown pass. Jonathan Charpent, another player in there on the tackle. Connor Pease, as always, making his big frame, big presence felt on the defensive line. A couple deflections, a couple pressures, and the Green Wave force 4th and long. It'll be 4th and 11 from the 50-yard line. A.J. Nash deep, ready to return the punt. Ferreira, the punt man, and a wobbly punt. It is down around the 20-yard line, covered up by, appeared to be Luke Steele, alongside his fellow tight end, Tanner Dalpy. And the Green Wave will take over at their own 20-yard line with 2:09 to play in the third quarter, with a chance to add some more insurance to their lead as they lead by 19, 21-2. Riley under center. Maxwell lined up to the right. Hands it off to Salamini. Hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain. The initial contact hit by Kaiki Pereira. No gain for Ryan Salamini.
Second and 9.
A minute 45 to play in the third quarter. The Green Wave lead by 19, 21-2. Once again, I am James Madden, here high above the gridiron here in Sandwich, Massachusetts, on a beautiful Friday night for some Green Wave football. LeBlanc, the motion man. And he is hit, tackled down around the 18-yard line.
LeBlanc, the ball carrier. Wrapped up by Ferreira.
Rather, the 28-yard line, excuse me.
Gain of 5.
Gain of about 5 for Will LeBlanc. Kaiki Pereira with another tackle.
Third and 5.
Third down for the Green Wave. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Third and 5 for the Green Wave. Maxwell lined up to the right. Riley under center. Riley drops back under pressure and a flag down. Riley is sacked. That was Kaiki Pereira on the pressure to get the sack as we await the call on the field. Flag thrown down around the line of scrimmage.
With a flag.
We holding on the Green Wave.
Holding. Called against Abington.
And the Green Wave will bring on their punt unit. Penalty is declined by the Blue Knights to force a fourth down.
Result of the play is fourth down.
Green Wave will punt from their own 20-yard line.
On the Ferreira sack.
Tanner Dalpy and Lincoln Shin, the two deep men for the Sandwich Blue Knights.
Green Wave set the punt. Riley, the Abington punter. Delpy and Shin are the return men.
A flag down on the field.
Three-snap penalty.
Appears to be a false start by the Green Wave. It'll push them back 5 yards.
Delayed game called against Abington. A 5-yard penalty.
Rather, delay of game called against Abington.
Brings us to the end of the third quarter. Your score.
And that'll end the third quarter for the Abington Green Wave as they will open the fourth quarter on fourth down with the punt team out there. But at the end of the third quarter, the score, Abington leads by 19, 21-2. Outscored the Blue Knights 8-0 in the quarter after a first drive touchdown reception from Connor Pease. And then a fake extra point, which was thrown by Nate Duggan. Also caught by Connor Pease. So Connor Pease having himself a nice third quarter. And the Green Wave pushed their lead to 19, 21-2.
And the winning number is 831-5292. One more time, that's 831-5292. You can collect your prize by finding the orange bucket behind the press box.
The guy last week, I don't know if you ever got the guy 2 weeks ago. Like an hour late. Like you showed up like a week before or later. It's embarrassing.
I know. They took his stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
Both teams will switch fields to open the fourth quarter. The Green Wave will punt from their own 15-yard line, 4th and 15 after a delay of game penalty to end the third quarter. Dalpy and Shin, the two deep men for the Sandwich Blue Knights. AJ Nash, once again, the punter for the Green Wave. A short punt by AJ Nash. It'll end up down around their own 33-yard line. Ryan Solomini covers it up. And some great starting field position for the Blue Knights as they look to score their first touchdown and first offensive points of the ball game. Their own 2 points coming from the defense as they forced a safety early in the second quarter. Lincoln Shin lined up to the right, one-on-one with Solomini. Handoff to Jack O'Brien. Rather, that's Tanner Dalpy, the tight end. Rush up the middle for a gain of about 4 yards. Tackled by Aiden McClellan. Another injury timeout. Sandwich player down on the field. 11:33 to play in the fourth quarter. The Green Wave up big, 21-2. Touchdown scored by the Abington Green Wave. AJ Nash rushed to the right for a 2-yard touchdown early in the first quarter. Then at the end of the second quarter, he was on the receiving end of a hook and ladder that was initially caught by Connor Pease, and he rushed up the sideline for about a 55-yard touchdown to end the first half. And then to open the second half, the Green Wave had a 7-minute drive right down the field. Were helped out by a couple of fourth and third down penalties by the Sandwich Blue Knights, but a 9-yard touchdown pass from Mike O'Reilly to Connor Pease. And then a fake extra point thrown by Nate Duggan to Connor Pease. And that's how we've arrived at a score of 21-2. The Green Wave struggled offensively in the first half, but opened the second half the right way on the offensive side of the ball and have jumped out to a big 19-point lead at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
And like you just pull in, and you hear like funny stuff sometimes, or like there's a fire the other day. The thing went off, and I figured not a drill, but like because we had a drill much prior, I figured one of the guys set something on fire in the roof. Instead of there being a false alarm for the cafeteria, this place like.
2nd and 6 for the Sandwich Blue Knights. from the Abington 31-yard line. Pereira drops back. Deep ball looking for Shin. And a pass is caught rather out of bounds. Lincoln Shin looked to get that 1 foot down, but the referees disagree. Ryan Solomini was in coverage. A beautiful ball from Adam Pereira and a beautiful attempt at a touchdown catch for Lincoln Shin. But the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass, and that'll make it 3rd and 6 from the Abington 31-yard line.
3rd down and 7.
Shotgun formation. Ouellette in motion for the Blue Knights. Roll to the left is Ferreira. Deep ball looking for Ouellette, and it is almost intercepted by Ryan Solomidi, but it was broken up by his teammate Mike O'Reilly, and that'll force a 4th down for the Sandwich Blue Knights. 4th and about 6 from the Abington 31-yard line. Ryan LaRosa had some pressure for the Green Wave. LaRosa, a junior defensive lineman, has put together a solid defensive ball game for the Green Wave. $10:57 to play in the 4th quarter. Luke Steele line up to the left. Lincoln Shin to the right. Ouellette put in motion once again. Rolled to the left by Ferreira, and Stephen Wojciechowski had some pressure, and an interception is dropped by Ryan Solomini. Stephen Wojciechowski and Ryan LaRosa were on the pressure, and the Green Wave force a turnover on downs. With 10:51 to play in the 4th quarter, Ryan Solomini, an outfielder, is going to want to have that one back. But who knows? Maybe the Green Wave ended up with better field position on the play. So nonetheless, the Green Wave force a turnover on downs, and will get the ball back at their own 31-yard line. Kingston Maxwell lined up to the right. Trips left for the Green Wave. AJ Nash rushed to the right. Green Wave trying to push him forward for a couple extra yards. Picks up about 2 or 3 yards in the play. Call it 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the Abington Green Wave 34-yard line. If you're the Sandwich Blue Knights, you're going to need to force a turnover of some sort here, whether you strip it and force a fumble. If the Green Wave decide to throw in the air, get an interception, but they're going to need some turn of events on the defensive side of the ball, and their defense has been making plays tonight. A rush up the middle for about no gain for the Green Wave. Will LeBlanc was the ball carrier. Be 3rd and 7 from the Green Wave 34. Evan Watts credited with the tackle.
No gain. 3rd and 7.
Connor Pease and Will LeBlanc line up to the left. Ryan Solomini, Kingston Maxwell to the right. LeBlanc put in motion. Sandwich showing blitz. Riley rolls out to the right, finds LeBlanc, and LeBlanc will have a 1st down. Tackled out of bounds around the Abington 42-yard line for a gain of about 8 yards and a 1st down. Will LeBlanc, like we previously said, one of Mike O'Reilly's favorite targets in the air game. Jack O'Brien forced him out of bounds, and the Green Wave will move the chains with a 3rd down conversion.
First and 10. On the 41.
Connor Pease lines up to the left. Solomini and Maxwell to the right. LeBlanc in the left slot. Salamini put in motion. Handed off on the end around and tackled for a loss. James Nemiak, his first tackle for a loss of the ball game. A big-time play by the sophomore for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Green Wave attempted their first end around of the ball game to no prevail, and it'll be second and long for the Abington Green Wave.
Second down and 14.
Second and 14 from their own 37-yard line for the Green Wave. Pitch to the right to Will LeBlanc. LeBlanc trying to get the angle and is forced out of bounds after a pickup of about 7.
LeBlanc, the ball carrier. Forced out of bounds by Kaiki.
Kaiki Pereira credited with the tackle for the Blue Knights, and it'll be third and about 9 from the Abington Green Wave 42-yard line. Clock stops at 8:09 in the fourth quarter. The Green Wave have some thinking to do, whether they want to attempt a first down, keep the drive going, or keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock ticking as they lead by 19 midway through the fourth quarter. The Green Wave go trips left. And a whistle. It'll be a timeout called by the Abington Green Wave, their first charge timeout of the second half. And the Green Wave, like we said, lead by 19 in a game that Sandwich hasn't been able to get anything going offensively. The Green Wave defense came to play today, as they always do. Had a tough game last week, 27-7 in the game that they were in up until the last 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter until Norwell finally pulled away after a costly Green Wave turnover. But the Green Wave rebounding strongly on the defensive side of the ball as the Green Wave defense has yet to allow points on the defensive side of the ball. The only points for the Sandwich Blue Knights coming on a safety after a, like we said, booming 50-yard punt from Adam Ferreira.
To more of our sponsors like the Pilot House and Punchless Properties, MLK Stone, Stonewood Products, Coastal Ambulance, New York Construction, Anderson Construction, Big Cape Home Center Experience.
Once again, I'm James Madden, joining you on a lovely Friday night here at Sandwich High School for a South Shore League football matchup. For all of those back home who didn't make the trip over the bridge, you missed a fun one for the Green Wave. They've jumped out to a big 19-point lead. Just over 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Third and 9 for the Green Wave, coming out of a timeout. Their first of the second half. They'll have third and 9 from their own 42-yard line. They'll go trips left. Connor Pease and Ryan Salamini in the slot off the ball. Will LeBlanc on the ball. Kingston Maxwell wide to the right. Deep ball looking for Maxwell. It is underthrown and deflected away by Lincoln Shin. That was Lincoln Shin in coverage on Maxwell. And they will, Sandwich Blue Knights will force a fourth down. It'll be 4th and 9 from the Abington Green Wave 42-yard line. And the Green Wave will punt it away. The Abington Green Wave are led by their head coach in his 50th season, Jim Kelleher, alongside associate head coach Ed Riley and assistant coaches Jim Daly, Scott Pfeiffer, Dave Lyons, Jason Brown, Mike Bruning, Bella Kabongo, Tom Shepard, Keith Faxon, Kalanji Kabongo, and Liam Giller. The Sandwich Blue Knights are led by Bob Lomp in his first season with the Blue Knights. Spent some time over at Apponequid High School alongside assistant coaches Kevin Cobbin, Howie Helene, Pete Santero, Jerome Fay, and their student manager Andrew Grabowski. Riley's punt goes out of bounds and was covered up, actually, by Kingston Maxwell around the Sandwich 27-yard line. .7:52 to play in the fourth quarter. Sandwich looking for a quick hitter to get more points on the board and possibly get back into this one, as they're going to need a touchdown quick with not a lot of time left to play for the Blue Knights. A pitch left to Logan Ouellette, and Ouellette he was hit at the line of scrimmage, was able to pick up a few extra yards for a gain of about 5. Ryan Solomini on the tackle. He takes it up around the Sandwich 33-yard line, so call it 2nd and 4 from the Sandwich 33.
Second and 4.
Adam Ferreira, the junior quarterback for the Sandwich Blue Knights. He's also been in charge of the return man duties on the kick return team, as well as played some snaps at safety for the Blue Knights. Lincoln Shin lined up to the right, one-on-one with Solomini. Shotgun formation for Ferreira. That's O'Brien in motion. O'Brien gets the pitch, evades some tacklers, and is tackled down around the Greenway 41 for a Sandwich first down. And the Blue Knights are moving the chains. You can credit the sophomore Andrew Van Luling with the tackle, his first tackle of the ballgame.
First down.
Jack O'Brien's a player that's put together a nice ball game on the ground for the Sandwich Blue Knights. A night that they've really struggled to move the ball offensively, but O'Brien has shown glimpses of his ability to move the ball, and like we saw, got hit behind the line of scrimmage, was able to evade a couple tacklers and push forward for a Sandwich Blue Knights first down. Shin once again lined up to the right. Ferreira drops back. Pump fake, rolling to the right. Under pressure, that's Ryan LaRosa, and it's thrown away out of bounds with 6:09 to play in the fourth quarter. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Greenway 41. The junior Ryan LaRosa with another quarterback pressure on the ballgame, having a terrific game on the Abington Green Wave interior D-line. Second and 10 from the Sandwich Blue Knights, 41-yard line. Ferreira under center. Ouellette motions left. Gets the pitch. And he's tackled down around the 40 for what looks like will be a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and 11. Jonathan Sharp Hunt, the junior for the Abington Green Wave with the tackle for a loss. It'll be 3rd and 11 from the Sandwich 40. About 5:40 to play in the fourth quarter. And like we previously said, the Green Wave will head back home and take on their crosstown rival, the Rockland Bulldogs, next week. Sandwich will hit the road and take on the Vikings of East Bridgewater. Both teams, big and important South Shore League matchups, like we said, that will probably have playoff implications come early November. Ferreira drops back, under pressure, rolls to the right, going through his options, and will keep it, and will reach forward, will be short of a first down. Pushed out of bounds around his own 49. Ryan LaRosa credited with the tackle. It'll be about 4th and 2 from the Sandwich 49, and you can imagine that Sandwich will go for it here, as they're losing time to stage a comeback in this one. 5:14 to play in the fourth quarter, with the clock stopped.
4th and 2.
The double wing formation, no wideouts for the Blue Knights. Ouellette gets the pitch to the left, and he powers through. It'll be close. It looks like he got the first down. Connor Pease with the initial contact. The Green Wave saying no, sir. But from our vantage point, it does look like Ouellette had enough for the first down. And the referees agree, and they will move the chains. Logan Ouellette powers through with a first down. He'll move the chains. Under 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Under center is Ferreira. 1st and 10 from the Abington Green Wave 49-yard line. Ferreira will roll right. Duggan off the edge, and a pass thrown away out of bounds.
Ferreira's pass intended for Luke Steele.
Pass intended for Luke Steele. Ryan LaRosa with another pressure on the left side of the Green Wave defensive line. Nate Duggan was coming over the top off the edge. Green Wave defensive ends doing a terrific job applying pressure on any passing attempts by Adam Ferreira tonight. 4.5 to play in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 10 from the Abington Green Wave 49-yard line. Luke Steele lines up to the left. Lincoln Shin lines up to the right. Steele's one-on-one with Will LeBlanc. Solomini drops back into his zone coverage. Ferreira drops back, and he is sacked. That's a couple Green Wave D linemen. The Green Wave with a late hit. Try to avoid a penalty. Not the stage of the game you wanted on sportsmanlike conduct. Was Nate Duggan, as well as Andrew Van Luling on the sack.
Ferreira, sacked with the play by number 11, Nate Duggan. And by number 53, Andrew Van Luling.
So the Sandwich Blue Knights will have 3rd and long after a loss of about 8 on the sacks by Andrew Van Luling and Nate Duggan. Credit each of them with a half a sack. Van Luling, the sophomore, giving the Green Wave a couple good saps and had a couple big tackles for the Green Wave in this fourth quarter. Nate Duggan, the senior defensive back, as always, one of the big pieces in the Green Wave's lead. On both sides of the ball, has a rushing touchdown this season. He, in the special team game, is the holder, but like we said, they had the fake extra point attempt earlier in the game, and he found Connor Pease wide open in the end zone. So Duggan showing out for the Green Wave in all 3 facets of the game. Ferreira drops back on 3rd and 18. The pass is thrown and deflected by Connor Pease. His 3rd pass deflection at the line of scrimmage today.
Pass deflected by number 87,
It almost found the left tackle, Evan Watts, off the deflection, but it'll be 4th and 18 from the Sandwich 43-yard line. 3:14 to play in the fourth quarter. Ferreira in shotgun formation. Lincoln Shin to the right. Luke Steele to the left. 4th and 18, a passing situation for the Blue Knights. Ferreira drops back, looking for Shin, and it's caught. That's Logan Ouellette for a 20-yard gain and a first down. A big-time 4th down conversion for the Sandwich Blue Knights on 4th and 18. A 20-yard reception by Logan Ouellette, and that was Ryan Solomini in coverage. And the Sandwich Blue Knights are moving the chains with 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. First and 10 from the Abington 37-yard line. Ferreira drops back. Looking for Shin, and it's thrown behind him off the hands of Shin. And the pass will fall incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Abington Green Wave 37-yard line. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to play in the ballgame. Green Wave once again lead by 19, 21-2. Another terrific showing for the Green Wave defense, looking for the 2nd time this season where they've allowed 0 points. Obviously, the 2 came from the safety that was forced by the Sandwich defense, who's quietly put together a nice ball game. Ferreira's pass is thrown, intended for Luke Steele. That'll fall incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 10 from the Green Wave 37-yard line. Nate Duggan, the senior defensive back, was in coverage for the Green Wave. Ferreira, shotgun formation, shin to the right, Steele to the left. Ouellette once again in motion. Ferreira drops back. Pressure from Ryan LaRosa, dumps it off to Kaiki Pereira, and he is tackled down to force a fourth down by a Green Wave linebacker, Jake Tickenoff. It'll be 4th and short for the Blue Knights. After a 7-yard gain, it'll be 4th and 3 from the Abington Green Wave 30-yard line. Just under 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. The Green Wave looking to get the defense off the field and ice the game away. Up by 19, 21-2. Ferreira in shotgun formation once again. Drops back. Pass to the long side of the field, finds Luke Steele, and Steele will go up the sideline after bringing a couple tackles and will be tackled down around the 5-yard line. The ball came free, but the referees rule he was down. Nate Duggan on the tackle, and Sandwich is into the red zone for the first time tonight. A minute 34 to play in the ball game.
First down. First and goal from the 9.
Goal to go for the Sandwich Blue Knights from the Abington Green Wave 9-yard line. Their first trip to the red zone tonight. A minute 22 to play in the fourth quarter. Luke Steele with an 18-yard reception. A timeout on the field by the Abington Green Wave with 1:09 to play. The Green Wave lead by 19, 21-2. After another 4th down conversion, their second of the drive for the Sandwich Blue Knights, Luke Steele had an 18-yard reception and got tackled down around the Green Wave 9-yard line. And Sandwich looking to punch it in for their first touchdown of the ball game. Once again, I'm James Madden, joining you guys, and thanks for joining me high above the gridiron here in Sandwich, Massachusetts. A beautiful Friday night and a beautiful night for Green Wave football fans. The Green Wave lead by 19, 21-2, as they are on track to improve to 4-1. A nice bounce-back win after a lopsided defeat last week, 27-7. Sandwich looks like they are going to fall to 2-3 and will be on a 2-game losing streak after a 34-15 league loss against the Middleborough Sachems last week. Both teams have league matchups coming up next week. Pereira rolls right. A lot of time just thrown away out towards the back pylon with a minute and 2 seconds to play. Andrew Kerr, the senior linebacker for the Green Wave, had the pressure. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Sandwich looking to punch it in for the first time tonight, have yet to score an offensive point. The Green Wave defense has been terrific tonight. Looking for their second shutout of the season. Won't be a shutout for the Green Wave because of the safety forced by the Sandwich defense earlier in the ball game. Ferreira drops back. And a pass that was intended for, looks like Lincoln Shin. Rather, that was Logan Ouellette. Flag down on the field. As we await the call from the referees with 55 seconds to play.
Pass interference called against Abington.
The Green Wave called for a pass interference.
Half the distance to the goal.
The ball will be placed half the distance of the goal, moved up to the
And an automatic
Abington Green Wave's
first down.
4-yard line. And an automatic first down with 55 seconds to play for the Sandwich Blue Knights.
Correction, second and goal.
Rather, it's second and goal for the Blue Knights. Looking to get on the board offensively for the first time tonight. 55 seconds to play in the ball game. A bad snap. It's fallen on by Kaiki Pereira. It looks like Sandwich did recover the fumble. And that'll be third down with goal to go for the Sandwich Blue Knights.
Recovered by Kaiki Pereira.
It'll be third and goal from the Abington Green Wave 9-yard line. And Sandwich uses a timeout. 43.8 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. The Green Wave will improve to 4-1 with a 2-1 South Shore League record. Sandwich will fall to 2-3 with an 0-2 South Shore League record. Sandwich in its first season as a member of the South Shore League. But a team that the Green Wave football team has been very familiar with. A team we've seen in the regular season the past few years, a team we've seen in the playoffs the past few years. So regardless of the fact they haven't been in the South Shore League, an opponent that the Green Wave have always been very familiar with, and they've shown that they know the familiarity. And will take care of business tonight to move to 4-1 on the season. Ferreira drops back. A pass attempt is caught, and it'll be fourth down and short, fourth and goal. Nate Duggan in coverage on the tackle. As the clock stops at 36.4 seconds to go. Fourth down and goal to go from the Abington Green Wave 4-yard line for the Sandwich Blue Knights. Lincoln Shin lined up to the right. And as always, Luke Steele lined up to the left. Jack O'Brien slides over and will line up in the slot. Logan Ouellette in the right slot position. Ferreira rolls to the right, looking to keep it. Going through his options and will be tackled around the Green Wave 4-yard line. Nate Duggan credited with the tackle alongside Ryan LaRosa, two players that we've heard their names a lot tonight, and two rightfully so. Both players have put together some terrific games, both with pressure. Ryan LaRosa coming up the middle, Nate Duggan off the edge. Nate Duggan also dropping back into coverage, playing some terrific defensive back. Nate Duggan, like we said, one of the many seniors on this Green Wave roster. Ryan LaRosa, just a junior, so get used to hearing his name, Green Wave football fans. But the Green Wave take over. On first down, it'll be 1st and 10 from the Green Wave 3-yard line. 27 seconds to play in the ball game.
Turnover at down, Abington.
The Green Wave in victory formation, and Michael Riley will kneel it. And that should do it here at Sandwich High School as the clock will tick down. And the Green Wave, it wasn't pretty at times for the offense, but they got the job done. 21-22 the final score. The Green Wave defense came to play, not allowing any points. The 2 points scored by Sandwich, obviously coming from the safety. So the Green Wave get the job done here down the Cape over the bridge at Sandwich High School. And the second time this season, the Green Wave defense has forced their opponents to 0 points. Also, the 33-0 win a few weeks back over Silver Lake. But as I said, that will do it here at Sandwich High School. The final score, Abington 21, Sandwich 2. The Abington Green Wave will move to 4-1, and the Sandwich Blue Knights will fall to 2-3. On behalf of everyone here at Abington Cam, our entire team, and our producer Kevin Tachi, I am James Madden saying so long and good night from Sandwich High School, and we will see you next time here on Abington Cam.